From translation, Net New English Translation. This 3rd day of the year. Today we are reading passages Genesis 8 to 11. Genesis chapter 8, verses 1 to 22. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals, and all the domestic animals that were with him in the ark. God caused a wind to blow over the earth, and the waters receded. The fountains of the deep and the floodgates of the sky were closed, and the rain from the sky was restrained. The waters receded from the earth, constantly receding. After 150 days the waters decreased. In the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The waters kept decreasing until the 10th month. On the 1st day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains became visible. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window he had made in the ark, and sent out a raven. It kept going to and fro, until the waters had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the waters had receded from the surface of the ground, but the dove could not find a place to set its foot, because there was water over the entire surface of the earth. It returned to the ark, for the water was on the surface of the entire earth. Noah reached out his hand, took it, and brought it back into the ark. He waited another 7 days, and then sent out the dove from the ark again. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there was a freshly plucked olive leaf in its beak. Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. He waited another 7 days, and then sent out the dove, but it did not return to him again. In the 601st year, in the 1st day of the 1st month, the water dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering from the ark, and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. In the 27th day of the 2nd month, the earth was dry. Then God said to Noah, "Go out from the ark, you, your wife, your sons, and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you all the living creatures that are with you, all the animals, all the creeping things, the birds, and everything that creeps on the ground, so they may abound on the earth and be fruitful and multiply on the earth." So Noah went out along with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives. Every animal, every creeping thing, every bird, and everything that moves on the earth went out of the ark in their family groups. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took some of every kind of clean animal, and some of every kind of clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled the soothing aroma, and said to himself, "I will never again curse the ground because of people, although the inclination of their hearts is evil from childhood on. I will never again strike down every living creature as I have done. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will not cease." Genesis chapter 9, verses 1 to 29. Then God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth. Every living creature of the earth and every bird of the sky will be under your authority. Everything that moves on the ground and all the fish of the sea are under your authority. You may eat any moving thing that lives. As I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. But by no means eat meat with its lifeblood in it. For your lifeblood I will surely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting from every animal, and from each human being I will demand an accounting for the life of another human being. Whoever sheds human blood, by humans shall their blood be shed, for in the image of God has God made mankind. But you be fruitful and multiply, spread out over the earth and multiply on it." Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, "Look, I am about to establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, including the birds, the domestic animals, and every living creature of the earth with you, all those that came out of the ark with you, every living creature of the earth. I will establish my covenant with you. Never again will all living creatures be destroyed by the waters of a flood. Never again will a flood destroy the earth." And God said, "This is the sign of the covenant that I am making between me and you, and every living creature that is with you, for all future generations. I have placed my bow in the clouds, and it will be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. When I bring clouds over the earth, and the bow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant that is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters will never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. When the bow is in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth." So God said to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant that I have established between me and all flesh that is on the earth." The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the 3 sons of Noah, and from them the whole earth was populated. Noah, a man of the soil, began to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of its wine, he became drunk and uncovered himself inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father's nakedness and told his 2 brothers who were outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment, placed it on both of their shoulders, and walked in backward. They covered their father's nakedness, but they did not see their father's nakedness. When Noah awoke from his wine, he knew what his youngest son had done to him. He said, "Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers." He also said, "Worthy of praise be the Lord, the God of Shem." Canaan will be the slave of Shem. May God enlarge Japheth, and may he live in the tents of Shem. Canaan will be his slave. Noah lived 350 years after the flood. The whole lifetime of Noah was 950 years, and then he died. Genesis chapter 10, verses 1 to 32. These are the families of Noah's sons, according to their genealogical records, in their nations. And from these nations were dispersed on the earth after the flood the sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. The sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. From these the coastlands of the nations were separated into their lands, each according to its language, according to their families into their nations. The sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sapta, Rama, and Sabteka. The sons of Rama, Sheba, and Dedan. Cush was the father of Nimrod. He began to be a mighty warrior on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. For this reason people say, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. The primary centers of his kingdom were Babylon, Uruk, Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. From that land he went to Assyria, and built Nineveh, Rehoboth, Calah, and Rezen, between Nineveh and Calah, that is, the great city. Mizraim was the father of the Ludites, Anamites, Lehabites, Naphtuhites, Pathrusites, Casluhites, and Caphtorites, from whom the Philistines came. Canaan was the father of Sidon, his firstborn, and of the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites, Archites, Sinites, Arvadites, Zemarites, and Hamathites. Eventually the families of the Canaanites were dispersed. The border of the Canaanites extended from Sidon as you go toward Gerar, as far as Gaza, as you go toward Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zebdim, as far as Lasha. These are the sons of Ham, according to their families, according to their languages, in their lands, in their nations. And sons were also born to Shem, the older brother of Japheth. Shem was the ancestor of all the sons of Eber, the sons of Shem. Elam, Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. The sons of Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash. Arphaxad was the father of Shelah. Shelah was the father of Eber. Eber was the father of two sons. The name of the one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. Joktan was the father of Olmodad, Sheleph, Hazarmaveth, Jerah, Hadoram, Uzal, Diklah, Obal, Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. Their dwelling place was from Mesha as you go towards Sephar in the eastern hill country. These are the sons of Shem, according to their families, according to their languages, in their lands, in their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah, according to their genealogical records, in their nations. And from these the nations were dispersed on the earth after the flood. Genesis chapter 11, verses 1 to 32. Now the whole earth had one language and the same words. As people migrated from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar and settled there. They said to one another, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar instead of mortar. Then they said, "Come, let's build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the sky, so that we may make a name for ourselves and not be scattered over the face of the whole earth." But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower that the people were building. The Lord said, "If as one people all sharing a common language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be beyond them. Come, let's go down and confuse their language, so they won't be able to understand each other." So the Lord scattered them from there over the face of the whole earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why its name was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of the whole earth, and from there the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old when he became the father of Arphaxad, 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived 500 years after he became the father of Arphaxad, and he had other sons and daughters. Arphaxad was 35 years old when he became the father of Shelah, and Arphaxad lived 403 years after he became the father of Shelah, and he had other sons and daughters. Shelah was 30 years old when he became the father of Eber, and Shelah lived 403 years after he became the father of Eber, and he had other sons and daughters. Eber was 34 years old when he became the father of Peleg, and Eber lived 430 years after he became the father of Peleg, and he had other sons and daughters. Peleg was 30 years old when he became the father of Ru, and Peleg lived 209 years after he became the father of Ru, and he had other sons and daughters. Ru was 32 years old when he became the father of Serug, and Ru lived 207 years after he became the father of Serug, and he had other sons and daughters. Serug was 30 years old when he became the father of Nahor, and Serug lived 200 years after he became the father of Nahor, and he had other sons and daughters. Nahor was 29 years old when he became the father of Terah, And Nahor lived 119 years after he became the father of Terah, and he had other sons and daughters. Terah was 70 years old when he became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. These are the families of Terah. Terah became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Haran became the father of Lot. Haran died in the land of his birth, in Ur of the Chaldeans, while his father Terah was still alive. Abram and Nahor both married. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of both Milcah and Iscah. Sarai was barren, she had no children. Terah took his son Abram, his grandson Lot, son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, his son Abram's wife, and together they set out from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to the land of Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there. The lifetime of Terah was 205 years, and Terah died in Haran.